स्वादयन्निह सर्वेषाम् त्रय्यन्तार्थम् सुदुर्ग्रहम् स्तोत्रयामास योगीन्द्रः तम् वन्दे यामुनाह्वयम्। नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः। नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः। यत्पदाम्भोरुहध्यान विध्वस्ताशेषकल्मषः वस्तुतामुपयातोऽहम् यामुनेयम् नमामि तम्। स्वधर्मज्ञानवैराग्य साध्यभक्त्येकगोचरः नारायणः परम् ब्रह्म गीताशास्त्रे समीरितः। श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि। स्वादयन्निह सर्वेषाम् त्रय्यन्तार्थम् सुदुर्ग्रहम् स्तोत्रयामास योगीन्द्रः तम् वन्दे यामुनाह्वयम्। नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः। नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः। यत्पदाम्भोर्गध्यान विध्वस्ताशेषकल्मषः वस्तुताम् उपयातोऽहम् यामुनेयम् नमामि तम्। I would like you to show me the text if possible from not only Gita Sangraha plus the Raksha also. I wanted to just go back to the first, Sadharma Jnana Vairagya Sadhya Bhakti Eka Gocharaha Narayana Param Brahma Gita Shastre Samiritaha. Tatra, go to the next page. All right. So here, Swami Vedanta Deshika gives some pramanas, authoritative sentences from different sources. We call it akaraha in Sanskrit. Of course, they are also equally important. And let me tell you from tomorrow, preparing earlier the special mention of the words from Gita Sangraha. So I wanted to just you to concentrate on the page 2, the explanation to the pramanas to support the third quarter, Narayana Param Brahma. So that is there in the Mahabharata Shanti Parva Moksha Dharma. Mahabharata Shanti Parva and Moksha Dharma. That's what we call Ma Ba Sha Mo Dha. And they give you the exact number of sloka also, 83 in the chapter called 347. So we need some proof for the support. The God doesn't need, the Almighty doesn't need the support. So Tattvam Jignasamananam Hetubis Sarvato Mukhaihi Tattvam Eko Mahayogi Harir Narayana Paraha. Vyasa, of course, Vyasacharya, Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave, Namo Vai Brahmanidhe, Vasisthaya Namo Namaha, iti means there's already there, the statement while we say it in the Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanam as Purvangam, as the initial primary words. So those who want to learn the principle of the divinity, Tattvam Jignasamananam, Hetu Bihi by different causes, and it will be all pervasive, all inclusive, Sarvato Mukhaihi. Only one principle is there, and that is about Mahayogi, namely Harihi, Narayanaha Paraha. So this is in support of the word from the Gita Sangraha in the first verse, Narayana Param Brahma. Then again, in the next source, Alodya Sarva Shastrani Vicharya Cha Punah Punaha Idamekam Sunishpannam Dheyo Narayana Sada. So this is there in the as the last verse after we recite Vishnu Sahasranamam, just before Kayena Vacha Manasendriyarva. And we also ask for excuse Yadakshara Padabhrashtam for the different spelling mistakes that we commit during the recitation of Vishnu Sahasranam. So this is what the two sources. So in the second page, I think I can minimize these photos. So Ityadibihi Tattvahita Rupam Samasta Adhyaya Shastrarthasaram Maharishayaha Sanjagruhu. The great sages, they put it in very short terms. The essence of the meaning of Adhyatma Shastram is what we call spiritual knowledge. They have also explained about Tattva Hita Rupam. So Tadetad Ubhayam Sarva Upanishad Sara Sankalana Atmikayam. I think I can. Bhagavad Gitayam Pratipadyataya Pradarshayan Tatrapi Upanishadam Tattva Pradhanyasya Sharirake Sutri Tattvat Iha Api Tat Pradhanataya Vyapadishati. So this is the what we call reading the Pankti. Pankti is generally a series. You can say paragraph, so that we can understand deeply the sentences of Gitartha Sangraha of Sri Yamunacharya. So the essence of all the Upanishads, the essence of all the Upanishads, Sarvopanishad Sara Sankalana, when it is gathered together, it is said in Bhagavad Gita, Pratipadyataya Pradarshyan. So it is showed in Bhagavad Gita. Tatrapi Upanishadam Tattva Pradhanyasya. In both the Upanishads as well as Bhagavad Gita, both the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, the Tattva, the principle has been explained. And again, Sharirake Sutra Tattvat. In Brahma Sutras of Vyasa, they have been made into aphorisms. And then, because it's all important, that Pradhanataya Vyapadishati. Now, Gitartha Sangraha has been created by Sri Yamunacharya in order to show in the Bhagavad Gita, that in the Bhagavad Gita, both the Upanishads and the Brahma Sutras extol the greatness of Lord Sriman Narayana. Here, going to the first words of Gitartha Sangraha, Sve Dharmaha Swadharmaha. As Govindacharya Swami rightly, and I think Keshavadas Swami also referred to Swavarna Ashrama Niyata Shastra Arthaha. So the Swadharma, the duty enjoined in the Shastras, refer to the classification of Varna and Ashrama. Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha, the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So Varna Ashrama, according to the Varna, the caste, Ashrama, the stage of life. So Niyata Shastrarthaha, they are called Swadharma, the duties prescribed. And again, Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 45th verse says, Sve Sve Karmani Abhirataha Samsiddhim Labhate Naraha. A human being attains the spiritual knowledge. Samsiddhim is spiritual knowledge. Rather, you can say the highest success, Samsiddhim, if he is It's not a big if, it's not doubtful. Whenever he is very much interested, abhirataha, swe swe karmani, in his independent own actions, the duty, then he will be achieving the success of the spiritual knowledge. So, iti hi giyate. Sasya dharmaha iti samase api ayameva arthaha. Whenever when you say sadharmaha or sasya dharmaha, the compound word gives you the same meaning. Can we go to the next page? We are recollecting what we read last time. So, jnanam. What is that jnanam? We saw that jnana karmadike nishthe. Swadharma jnana karmadike nishthe. So, atra parasheshata ekarasa yathavastita atma vishayam. What is that jnanam? What is that spiritual knowledge? The spiritual knowledge is, this is Paramatma Vishayam, referring to the Supreme Soul. How is it there? How is it? Yathavastita, truly. We understand the word truly, the true knowledge, Yathavasthitam, as it is, as it is, where it is, we say in English. So, Ekarasa, there is only one taste or one interest, Ekarasa. And that means what jnanam, that the knowledge that we receive is parasheshata. We are slaves of the Almighty. Parasheshata. Para and Sheshata. We are not independent, whereas the Lord Almighty is independent. So jnanam is, we understand that we have a lot of dependence. That's the meaning of, that's the jnana. We are, of course, we also refer to as jnana yogam. Jnana yoga, as it is given in the third group of 6 in the Bhagavad Gita. So in the first group, second 6 of Bhagavad Gita. So first one was karma yoga, then second was jnana yoga, and the third was bhakti yoga. So yoga, as I told you, mental exercise, a discipline to understand that we are all dependent on Almighty. That is jnana. Then next comes to vairagyam. So vairagyam, paramatma vyatirikteshu sarveshu viraktihi. That means let us have disinterestedness. Viraktihi is neither hatred nor liking. That is what we call viraktihi. It is not what we call state of indifference, or we keep away. We say we are aloof from the Almighty. That is not that. So virakti is neither hatred nor liking. We don't like it, we don't hate it. That kind of neutral attitude. So that is Paramatma Vyatirikteshu Sarveshu. Whenever anything is detached from Paramatma, when it is away from the Supreme Soul, if it is different from the Supreme Soul, we have Virakti. Now the question arises, when where is any other object without Paramatma? That is another question. But because every object, either it is living being or an inert, insentient object, Lord Almighty is in the form of Antaryami, we say. He is the inner soul. So there is nothing, and no object in the world which is away from Paramatma, but still whenever we imagine, whenever we think that the Almighty is different from the other objects, created objects, then the forgetting of the Paramatma, not remembering the Almighty is our dosha, is our defect. Therefore, Paramatmani yorakto virakto aparamatmani. This is what we call Narada Parivrajaka Upanishad. It is the third sloka. So whenever somebody is attached to the Supreme Soul, he will be detached towards the things which are not Paramatma, not the Supreme Soul. So, iti mumukshoho, a person who would like to become released, called a released soul. Whenever an individual soul, Jivatma, wants to become a released soul, Muktatma, whenever he aspires for that, this is the nature, Swabhava Pratipadana. So his real nature is Raktaha, interested, attached with the Supreme Soul, and Viraktaha, detached from the non-Supreme Soul object. Tathacha. So Patanjali Yoganushasana Sutram. So we already saw that these three are yoga. So we also saw in the word yoga in the Gitartha Sangraha. Drishta Anushravika Vishaya Vitrishnasya. We have as a human being, we have seen many things in this world. And we are going to see in future also, in the near future as well as the farthest future, many things. Those many things, many objects which have been already seen and which are going to be seen, have got an attraction towards it. They are all Vishayas, meaning objects of pleasure. Objects of pleasure in this world. So, what is the attitude of a mumukshu, a person who aspires for liberation, aspires of emancipation? He is vitrishna. He is without the thirst. He has no desire for these objects of pleasure which have been already seen either in the previous births or in this birth, in this world by the individual soul. Again, so Vashikara Sajna Vairagyam. So Vairagyam, the disinterestedness is the term, Sajna is what we call the jargon for Vashikara. The Vashikara is, we have to be more influenced by the Supreme Soul than by the objects of pleasure in this world. Iti Karma Yoga Parikara Bhutasyapi. Now, an individual soul has to perform his duties without fail. So that is very important. And Vedanta Deshika's explanation is leading us to, from Karma Yoga, which is mentioned after Jnana in the Gitartha Sangraha. I told you the later word is more important than the former word. Uttarottaram Baliyasi. Therefore, Karma Yoga is more important as the first step, and then it should lead to Jnana Yoga and then to Bhakti Yoga. And again, Bhakti Yoga will lead us to Prapatti. So now, after the Karma Yoga, so how to get Vairagyam? So that is our purpose, goal. So Vairagyasya Prithak Upadana Pradhanam Apavargasya. Now he is going to explain what is Vairagyam next. Then what is that leading to? Well, where does Vairagyam lead us to? This is disinterestedness. It leads us to Apavarga. Apavarga is moksha. Then tad anmaya vetireka anuvidhayitvena tat pradhanya jnapanartham. We must be reminded. We must be reminded about the importance of Vairagyam, which leads us to Apavarga, the moksha. Tadanmaya vetireka anuvidhayitvena is we will be given the contrast to understand what is against Apavarga and what is akin to, what is congenial, what is comfortable to Apavarga, the moksha. And therefore, then Kanda Bhutaraga Nivritya. We are interested in different tastes, starting from food to what we call our attitude. Physical desire is food, and then kanda meaning the basic moolam, that is what you call the root, R-O-O-T, kanda bhuta ragadi vrtya. For our desires, what is the root, R-O-O-T? That is tanmula krodhadi. Again, the root is krodha, the fury. You will find a very good chain of reactions in the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Sangat, jayate kamaha. When you get into attachment, it creates desire. Sangat jayate kamaha. Kamat krodho vijayate. From our desire, we get angry. Krodho vijayate. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. From our fury, that is born, which is born, the confusion is born. A very great confusion is born. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha. So from our great confusion, we don't remember things, proper things. So smriti vibhramaha, or what we call deletion of memory. The memory fails us, and then smriti vibhramaha. We don't remember what is good for us, and we remember what is bad for us. Smriti vibhrama, smriti bhramchat buddhi nashaha. Our intellect gets ruined, gets destroyed by the bad memory power, and then finally smriti bhramchat buddhi nashat pranashyati. Final destruction of the individual soul happens because of the buddhi nasa, the death of intellect. So this is how there is a chain. So these are the words from the Bhagavad Gita. So here now it is mentioned as krodha. Krodha is the most important mental status which we have to avoid. So krodhadi samasta dosha nivritti jnapanartham. Now again go back to the moksha hetu. So moksha hetu is absence of fury. The reason for getting into emancipation is absence of fury. That absence of fury will lead us to vairagyam, the disinterested. And so samasta dosha nivritti. So all defects will be removed, and that is being reminded to us. Jnapanartham. So that is what vairagyam is for. Vairagyam, when we get into the what we call that disinterested, neither liking nor hatred, it reminds us that we have to give up all the defects, like starting with the fury, the extreme anger. So we go to the next one. I think I'm little elaborate on this, and if you want to spend only little time over this, I'll try to make it brief in future. Today I wanted to give you some the style with which this commentary is taken to by Swami Vedanta Deshika, and how elaborate is this. By this, we all will be clear about the meanings of the term. Instead of then we will have the questions. We will not have questions in future. For example, we were saying that prapatti is the essence of all these three yogas: karma yoga, jnana, and bhakti. All these three will lead to prapatti, total surrender. Whenever we want to understand a term outside the scope of these verses in Gita Sangraha, then what we call dhvani, the third sense, we say tertiary sense, or the inner meaning. We call it dhvani in Sanskrit, suggestion in English, and so that we have to go through at least a little, and we will have some practice in going through all this. So tatra the next page swadharma jnanayoho pratamam karma yoga jnana yoga rupena avasthitasya atma sakshakara dwara bhakti yoga adhikara nirvartakatvena tat sadhakam. So why should Sri Yamunacharya mention swadharma jnanayoho at the first instance, pratamam? So he says, Swami Vedanta Deshika gives the explanation. First, we must have karma yoga, so duty consciousness and duty performance, karma yoga. Then jnana yoga, so that leads to our knowledge. Then jnana yoga rupena, in the form of jnana yoga, so avasthita yoho atma sakshatkara dwara. Atma sakshatkaram, as you know, the realization of the individual soul to understand the Supreme Soul. And again, as already we discussed, we can include Sarupyam, Salokyam and Samipyam in Atma Sakshatkaram. Otherwise, we say we become Nitya Suris in the Vaikuntham, where the bliss is same between the individual soul and the Supreme Soul. Anandatvam, Amalatvam, Apahata Papmatvam, Anantatvam, the endlessness, the happiness, the purity, all become one. Then thirdly, Bhakti Yoga Adhikara Nirvartakatvena. So when we do our duty properly and gain the spiritual knowledge, then we are eligible, qualified to complete the Bhakti Yoga. So become what we call a qualified person to practice Bhakti Yoga, and that will be achieved. Tat sadhakam. So tadabhiprayena uktam atma siddho. There is already a book called Atma Siddhi by Sri Yamunacharya. So ubhaya parikarmita swantasya aikantika atyantika bhakti yoga labhyaha. Lord Almighty is accessible, labhyaha, by bhakti yoga. What kind of bhakti yoga? Atyantika, complete in the sense. Atyantika is till the end. There is no let up, there is no letting down of the bhakti yoga. Then aikantika, it will all be a special individualistic. And then ubhaya parikarmita swanta. So it will be including jnana and karma yoga, karma and jnana yoga. So that will end in bhakti yoga. The bhakti yoga will lead to our accessibility towards the Lord. So then utpanna bhakti yoga nam api. Suppose a person has come to this stage. He has done his duty. He has gained his knowledge, and he is practicing bhakti, devotion. So even for them, then Vishadatama Pratyaksha Samanakarasya Tailadharavat Avichinna Smriti Santati Rupasya. That's what we were discussing earlier. You should be very clear, Vishadatama, most clear, Vishadatama. Pratyaksha Samanakarasya. So in our presence, we must feel that we are one with the Lord. Then our remembrance, our memory, smriti, will be avichinna, unimpeded, like the oil pouring, tailadharavat, avichinna smriti. Then santati, that will be the continuation. Then aprayanat, that is our life. Prayanam is journey. Till the end of the journey, aprayanat. Then anuvartaniyasya. So we cannot remain idle, as we said earlier, ma karmani asangaha. We cannot give up our duties. The duties must give us up. Then jnanam, we cannot stop gaining knowledge. We cannot give up the practice of bhakti, devotion and so on. Here, aprayanat anuvartaniyasya, meaning, suppose we have future births also. In future births also, we cannot stop all these things. Then daily, aharaha. Go to the next page. So aharaha. Abhyasa adheya atishayasya. So by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, we will find something wonder happening. So the wonder is Lord. The wonder is the Lord. And He is the base for this exercise. He must bless us for this Bhakti Yoga exercise, Bhakti Yoga discipline. Then what will happen? Sattva Vivruddhi Sadhyataya. We will be achieving the full development of Sattva Guna. Sattva Guna meaning the goodness in all sense, all pervasive, all inclusive meaning, Sattva. Then Tat Virodhi Rajastamo Mula Bhuta Papa Nirvahana Dwarena. So we will give up all these other two qualities, namely because they are opposed to, say, enemies to Sattva Guna. So Rajo Guna and Tamo Guna, meaning the what you call the sense of haughtiness and also the attitude of ignorance. So both we will avoid, the haughtiness and the ignorance. Then in order to avoid all these things, we will try to develop only Sattva Upachaya Hetutaya, keeping in mind what the cause for increasing our Sattva. Then who will help us? Upakarakatvat. Then Atma Yathatmya Jnana Purvakaihi. So with the help of the knowledge, spiritual knowledge that we gained earlier, the real knowledge that we earlier, Parityakta Phala Sangha Kartruttvadibihi. So we must give up the thinking, the thought that we are doing everything. And not only that, we are attached to the fruits of our action. Both by Sattvika Tyaga, we understand that we are not the doers and we are not getting the fruits of our own action. So Parityakta Phala Sangam. We must not be attached to the fruits also. We should not expect the fruits also. Then Parama Purusharadhanaika Veshaihi is very, very important. At least we must act as though that we are trying to do puja, adore Lord Almighty. Parama Purusha Aradhana Eka Veshai. At least that is what we say, Swarupam, following all kinds of prescribed duties from the scriptures or Shastras or Grihya Sutras and so on. Nitya Naimittika Karma Bihi. So Nitya Karma Kanam is prescribed for each Varna and each Ashrama. Then Naimittikam is like occasional duty. An example is, an illustration is Grahanam, Surya Grahanam, eclipse, either lunar or solar, so Chandra Grahanam or Surya Grahanam. This is only one example. We have got a lot of what you call 96 days of appeasing the mains, ancestors of our clan, of our family. 96 days are used for performing the what we call tarpanam, satisfaction to the ancestors in our family. So these are all called Naimittikam. Amavasya, then Ravi Sankramanam happen every month. Amavasya happens once in every month, and Ravi Sankramanam, the sun getting into the zodiac every month, happens every month in the beginning on the first day of the month. So these are all Naimittika karma. Then Naimittika karma bihi bhaktehe upachiyamanatva veshena again. Again that we must imagine that we are all good devotees By the Aradhanam, Thiruvaradhanam, we say as Vaishnava Sampradaya. So when we do puja to the Almighty, acting as though doing puja to the Almighty, that again leads us to acting that we have got lot of bhakti, then that becomes sadhyatva, but easily achievable. That is easily achievable. So tadetat sarvam abhisandaya uktam. So with this, all these thoughts in the mind, so Bhagavata Parasharena, so Parashara Maharishi was the father of Vyasa. So he wrote Vishnu Puranam. So Vishnu Puranam, 6th Adhyayam, 6th Sargam, 12th Shloka says, Yaja Sopi Subhagun Yajnan Jnanam Vyapashraya Brahma Vidyam Adhishtaya Kartum Mrityum Avidyaya. So we must give up ignorance. We must go beyond what we call cross or overcome death. We have to cross over the what we call usually we call the life as an ocean. So we have to cross over the ocean of life, and we must get into the spiritual knowledge based upon reading, and that knowledge gaining of knowledge is based upon performing the sacrifice, many sacrifices. So Bahun Yajnan is there. Bahun Yajnan means many sacrifices, many what we call yaga, homa, and so on. So Subahun is many. Sopi Yaja, he also did it. He also performed the sacrifice. So this is how Vishnu Purana says. Therefore, karma, that is what we say, karma yoga leads to jnana yoga. Jnana yoga should lead to bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga should give rise to spiritual knowledge. And by spiritual knowledge, we will cross the ocean of life, and we will give up ignorance, and we will give up death also, meaning that we become immortal. Now, what is bhakti? So he defines bhakti subsequently. Now, we always think that devotion towards God is bhakti. It is only one part of it. The other part is Mahaniya Vishaye Preetihi Bhakti. It is enough if you love, if you have affection towards the great people. Of course, the greatest person is Purushottamaha, is Lord Sriman Narayana. But Mahaniya Vishaye, even he is a guru, a teacher, a preceptor, a guide. We say in Sanskrit, Upaneta, who performed Upanayanam for the initiation, what we call baptism for the child of 7 years. At the age of 7, the Upanayanam is performed. Initiation into scriptures, especially in our Vaishnava Sampradaya, not only Gayatri, but also the Ashtakshara, the 8-syllable mantra is being advised. More important by the father or any other preceptor. Mahaniya Vishaye. If there are great people, you must have affection towards them, love towards them. That is bhakti. But again, who is the great man or who is the great person, if you want to ask, then I would also subscribe to the view that immediate God in our presence is parents. So Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam, Tamil proverb says. Meaning, Mata Devam, Pita Devam, Guru Devam. So add the word Devam to. Devam is not Devam because we are not realized. So immediate accessibility is available from by parents. So here, I think you must tell me whether you should continue with the time. So, I wanted to just you to go through all these things so that we will, if you want, you can finish that paragraph of this page 7. And then, why we say is why at a stage say of the three yogas, in karma, jnana, and bhakti, we have come to bhakti, and then you tell me whether we should continue, and we will be interested in today also.
You can continue if you like.
It's very nice, Mama. Please continue. Very
How about Keshava Swami, Kesavadas Swami, and Govindacharya?
Swami, continue. No problem.
So, how many minutes? I mean, we shall first go through the paragraph, and then coming to the page 8, we will see some where we can stop. So, Preeti Purvam Anudhyanam. The special action is you meditate on the Guru, meditate on the great person. Somebody asked me date of birth, my date of birth. I said I will not disclose. I was just joking. But the devotee said, I want your date of birth. I asked him why. Why do you want my date of birth? Do you want to know my age? And no, I want to celebrate your birthday in Canada. I was surprised. Why should you celebrate my birthday in Canada at your home? He said, because you are my Guru, I want to remember you on your birthday. That means you forget on all other days. So, Anudhyanam is what we call continuous meditation, not even on the God, but on the preceptor. And how should it be? Preeti Purvam. Not with a compulsion, not with an indifference and so on. It should be affectionate remembrance of the great personality. Preeti Purvam Anudhyanam. That is what we call bhakti. Bhakti Rityabhidiyate. Where is it said? Linga Purana. Uttara, the later chapter, 9:19. So iti vachanam api pujya vishaya vishesha niyatam yogi. So bhakti is not only over the God Almighty, but also on those people who are respectable. So pujya vishaya vishesha niyatam. So that is what we call bhakti. So the bhakti must be attached to specially pujya vishaya. Anything that is honorable. So sa eva vedana upasana dhyana adi shabdaihi adhyatma shastreshu mokshopaya vidivakyehi samanyataha visheshasya pratibhadyate. Now, how is it explained? Pratibhadyate. How is it explained? Samanyataha generally, visheshataha specially. How is it? Vedana. You must try to understand the great man. Then upasana, meditate on him. Upasana is sitting with him. Literally sitting with him. Upasana, sitting near him. We call a disciple in Sanskrit Antevasi. A teacher should be always near the disciple according to the disciple's intention. Today we can be very near with the help of electronic gadgets. So, but Antevasi is a neighbor must be a teacher. Sometimes we had the habit of practice of Gurukulam. Gurukulam, the teacher's house is the hostel for students. Many students will study under a teacher, and then the teacher's wife will serve food to all the students. In turn, the students will take care of the homely course. Whatever duties to be done in the house, the household duties will be done by the students willingly. So that is what we are willingly. So dhyanadi shabdaihi, so understanding, sitting near, Sitting near in the sense to feel one with the teacher in understanding the meaning. Then dhyana, the meditation. So by these words, adhyatma shastreshu, in order to understand the sciences on the spiritual knowledge, then mokshopaya vidivakyehi, when there is a way, the method of attaining moksha, the emancipation, have been given in the form of rules, vidivakyehi, special rules and ordinary rules, common rules. This is what bhakti is the result. Bhakti is the result. So, Guru Laghu Vikalpa Anupapatehe Samanya Shabdanam Samana Prakaranokta Vishesha Vishramecha Sambhavati Dwari Dwaradi Kalpana Yoga. Now, we will understand whenever we open a house, the entrance, the door is there. When you enter into a place, for example, a temple, so you know there is one occupying the center of the house. He is there, dweller, the house dweller, and there is a door. So when you enter into the door and see him, so that kind of imagination, that kind of comparison must be there. When you look at any word in Adhyatma Shastra, namely the spirit, the sciences which give you the spiritual knowledge. So we will try to understand each letter, either it is heavy syllable or light syllable, Guru Laghu. Then Samanya Shabdanam for the ordinary word. Then Samana Prakaranotta Vishesha Vishramecha. When it is in the same context and there is a special meaning by either a pass, P-A-U-S-E, or by splitting the words in the compound words in different forms. We will find, that means we will find out the special meaning and the ordinary meaning. It will be like understanding a house dweller by entering into the house. Then we go to the next page. Thanking Keshavdas Swamiji for showing the text. So, Vidyupasyoho Vyatikarena Upakrama Upasamhara Darshanat Nididhyasitavyaha. That is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, 4th chapter, 4th sutra and 5th, what you call 5th Vedam Vakyam, Rik. Iti asya sthane Vijnana Shabda Shravanatcha Parama Purusha Varaniyata Hetu Bhuta Guna Visheshavata Eva Labhyatva Shutescha Tat Varanasya Asmin Shastre Bhakti Adhinoktescha. Is there? Now, Asmin Shastre refers to Bhagavad Gita. So, in this Bhagavad Gita, the previous sentence in the page 7, last sentence was, we have to understand the special meaning and the ordinary meaning with the help of the heavy syllables and light syllables, and the by splitting the compound words into different forms, and then so Samana Prakaranokta. In the same context, they will have different meaning. And then coming to the page 8. So again, this one will be the same context. We will understand the plus and minus. We will understand by the incidents, Vyatikarena, by the incidents, then Upakrama Upasamhara. We will see the introduction, understand the introduction, we will understand the conclusion, Upasamhara. So these will be shown in the Shastras, Adhyatma Shastras, the sciences of spirituality. And what to do about, after understanding the meaning, what to do? nididhyasitavya. You have to what you call recollect after meditation. So remeditate, nididhyasitavya. So we have to enunciate the meaning. We have to feel one with the meaning. We have to experience the meaning. Then we have to realize the meaning. That is the meaning of the word vijnana. That is the meaning of the word vijnana shabda shravanat. Whenever we say vijnanam, jnanam itself we refer to here as spiritual knowledge. So vijnanam is a special spiritual knowledge, the highest spiritual knowledge, and so on. So vijnana shabda, vijnanam refers to Brahma vijnanam, the knowledge of the Almighty, the realization of the Almighty. So by hearing this, even by hearing what is called vijnanam, then what should we understand? Parama Purusha Varaniyata Hetu Bhutaha. So this vijnanam should remind us, should instruct us that it is a cause for choosing the Almighty. Parama Purusha Varaniyata. Varaniyata is whom to choose as our great person, leader. So Parama Purusha is a great person. The Purushottama we call him, and then we Lord Shivan Narayana. So he is Hetu Bhuta for this Vijnana Shabda. Whenever we say Vijnanam, Taittiriya Upanishad also says, Vijnanam Brahmeti Vyajanat. It says, the Shishya, the disciple, performs penance and asks his preceptor, enquires his preceptor with his preceptor called Varuna. Varuna is the preceptor. Then he goes and meditates. First he says, very important in life is food. So Annam Brahmeti Vyajanat. First only food is very important in life. Then Pranam is there. Then the life is very important. Then it goes on to the last but one stage, Vijnanam Brahmeti Vyajanat. He understood that the spiritual science is God. Then again, the preceptor asked him to go and perform penance continuously. Finally, he realizes that Anandam Brahmeti Vyajanat. You understand? The bliss is God. So that is what we say in the next expression. Guna Visheshavatayeva. So Paramapurusha, we understood as one who is to be chosen. Paraniyata, chosen. The Vijnanam should lead us to choose the Almighty. And afterward, we have to understand his characteristics. Special characteristics. We call it in our Sampradaya, Ananta Kalyana Guna Ganaha. So Guna Visheshavatayeva. Labhyatta Shruteheja. Sorry. The scriptures are accessible. The scriptural sentences are fortunately accessible. So we have to first receive those in our mind. Then Tad Varanasya Asmin Shastre. So in order to choose the scriptural sentences through the Bhagavad Gita, and then we will understand that we will be under the influence of Bhakti Adhina Ukte. The scriptural sentences will be under the command of Bhakti. And then we will understand Bhakti is the essence of the Veda Vakyas, and that is being now instructed through Bhagavad Gita. Then Evam Sati Vedana Itara Mokshopaya Nishedaka Shrutinam. There are some scriptures which do not recommend knowledge, Vedana. And they say knowledge is not necessary, ignorance is bliss, as we say in English. So knowledge is not necessary to get moksha. Knowledge is not the means for getting moksha. An illiterate can become a proper, a Nitya Suri. So there are some scriptures objecting to the gaining of the knowledge, and they say bhakti is enough, and we also say prapatti is enough. So we need not go through jnana and bhakti yoga. But though they are the initial step. So bhaktya tvananya shakyaha aham evam vidhorjuna jnatum drashtuncha tattvena praveshtuncha parantapa. So it is 11th chapter, 54th verse, which says, Smriti nancha abhishesha, avirodha. So Smriti, Gita is called, Bhagavad Gita is called another Smriti. Out of the 28 Smritis, Bhagavad Gita is one of the Smritis. Smriti meaning, of course, reminding us, making us remember. Memory is very important. That's why it's Smriti. So whom to remember? The Lord. So Smriti nancha avirodha. There is no objection. There is no contradiction of the Smriti, namely Bhagavad Gita, which says, even the Lord by his own mouth says, you can attain me only by bhakti. And bhakti should be ananyaya shakya. It should not be possible for others, nor you can have anything other than bhakti. It's called ananyagati. The only resort is bhakti and no other resort. So ahamevam vidorjana, I am such a person. So I can be known, jnatum, drashtum, to see me, to have a realization. Tattvena praveshtumcha, in order to enter into me by the knowledge of myself, that is, he says, Lord Krishna says. Then Parantapa is a word addressing Arjuna, and Arjuna is a person who will trouble enemies. Enemies will have fear in coming to fight with him. Enemies will be destroyed easily by him, and therefore he is called the Parantapa. Parantapati. When they come near Arjuna, they understand that he is unassailable. He is invincible. Therefore, he is called the Parantapa. Of course, Bhagavad Gita gives you only the 11th chapter, and therefore now we have come to the last Bhaktyeka Gocharaha in the first verse of Gita Sangraha. So I think we will see the next session. How about your opinion?
Let's see. There's a lot more to it.
So now we will have some satisfaction of understanding the Gita Sangraha in detail.
The commentary is very nice. It's very elaborate and very, very clear in the meanings.
We have some understanding of some words, but we become deep in understanding while we read the commentary. We understand all the aspects of that word, particular term. Sorry that I have, though I went through the first two verses, I wanted to just tell you deeply this introduction so that you will have no doubt later when we go into the chapter, the abridgment of the chapter. Each verse has been given just a single verse. The 18 chapters are given in 18 verses. So how do you feel Sometimes I would say I'll be going on giving you the meaning, but you should be following, and you should be interested in more and more listening.
No,
That is
I'm following, and I'm seeing, you know, each and every, you know, like, as I'm showing with the
yeah, exactly
where the words are. But if you want, I can transliterate also, so other people can see the words.
I think Mama, your explanation is very good, Mama. Yeah, I think it's very, very interesting. Yeah, please continue to give more detailed explanation of the Sangraha chapter, not just the meaning, but a little bit deeper meaning will help me at least. Yeah. What you did.
So
what you explained
even here, suppose you find some words to be more explained more. You can tell us. You can note down those words while you are listening, because you can follow Gitartha Sangraha, and if you may try to have Gitartha Sangraha Raksha also, because I will ask Ketavdas Swamiji to send you the link by which you can also see the pages, and maybe it is available in Tamil also, in what you call Tamil script. I don't know, but I'm little fortunate to understand these concepts through my preceptors. Plus, I could explain to you also, explain to others how it is presented in. Because I had the fortunate practice of going through Stotra Ratna commentary by Sri Vedanta Deshika, and also Gadyatraya of Sri Vedanta Deshika. These are all some of the works commented by Swami Vedanta Deshika. Therefore, in those lines, Bhagavad Gita especially is more interesting when you look at the Sri Ramanujacharya's Bhashya, Gita Bhashya. That is also very interesting. But going through the what you call the mill, going through the mill is little difficult.
For beginner like me, this is very good, Mama. What you're explaining is so down to earth, simple terms. But I am little bit confused here. But you said Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and then Bhakti Yoga. Yeah. So, but eventually, one should have Bhakti Yoga after doing Karma Yoga, and Karma Yoga follows to Jnana Yoga. That's what it is. Yeah.
Prapannas don't pray for any of these things, do they? But it seems that we have many stotras, you know, where we can chant for protection and for removal of problems and difficulties and things like that. But isn't it that Prapannas just accept, you know, whatever life throws at us, basically, and we just take it as Narayana's mercy?
So you are right. Prapanna, after performing his duties, actions enjoined there in the scriptures, then avoiding those prohibited actions, when he feels that many things happen beyond his capacity, where we feel the helplessness, we have to just say okay, it is done by Lord, and therefore we have to accept it. Today we were discussing two main points with the neighbors. Number one, Tirupati Srinivasa deity is now very much relieved because the temple is not closed at 12 midnight and opened at 1:30 in the morning.
I thought so too.
So this is his contrivance, the Lord's contrivance, that this kind of situation has come. Number two, he only created this situation.
Yes.
Hard situation. In order to test our patience. In order to test our patience. And all of us, without any exception, have resorted to stotras, 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 nothing else. And only complaint by grandmothers and mothers is taking care of the children at home.
Yeah, there's a saying in English. In English, we have a saying that there are no atheists in foxholes. It means that during a time of calamity, when the soldiers are in the war, they're in a hole and the bombs are exploding around them. So they are praying that they don't get killed. So nobody was praying in this world. Now everybody is praying. So somehow or other we have this problem. And now everybody's remembering God. Everybody on the internet is asking, what is a good prayer to save us? You know, please teach us the Vedic mantra for getting rid of disease. Let us worship Lord Dhanvantari. Even I came from Sri Rangam in the plane. I carried with me I brought a Dhanvantari yantra and carried it with me in the plane. I won't think of doing this if there's no problem.
And again, all of us know, the stotras have been started by FCC calls, Zoom meetings. every facility, electronic facility across the globe has been now utilized for stotras only.
That leads on to one other little question, Swami. I know it's late now, but in that case, why it is that Prapannas still look for Muhurtam? Why is it that Muhurtam is still part, you know, I guess it's part of legal culture.
That is what we say. That is what we say. Karmanyevadi karaste. So we have to perform our own actions. We cannot remain aloof. We cannot believe so much that everything God will do means you will not prepare for examination.
But once you surrender to God totally, today is my birthday or whatever, or some function, God make this function nice. I'm not looking at the Muhurtam or anything, but I've surrendered totally to God and left it in His hand for the function to go through. Now, then, as Govindacharya asked, I also believe in that. Once you surrender, this Muhurtam and all those things are not necessary, I feel.
I think I'll give you an example to give her the answer to the question, and to you, Muhurtam, why? We have here from the history of, personal history of the great astrologer Bhaskara, the astronomer and astrologer. He fixed his daughter Leelavati's wedding Muhurtam, and then it was missed miserably. The bridegroom was ready. The marriage preparations were going on, and the astrologer depended on the sand clock, and the sand was falling in the succession. And when the young girl looked into the glass the sand clock, then one of the gems from her nose stud fell into the sand clock unknowingly, without her knowledge, and then it stopped the flow of the sand down, falling of the sand down, and the Muhurtam was missed, and the astrologer realized that everything happens according to his decree. Now, in spite of that, we have to make efforts, and that is again not with regard to Bhaskara. With regard to us, it is lack of faith. Doubtfully, we do some actions.
But I think also you were saying, we can also say another answer to this is that there are some rules in Shastra that you should do such and such a ceremony at a certain time to do it correctly. So it is part of following the order of God in the Shastra, his Bhagavad Agya, that we have to arrange for the correct muhurta, because in the Shastras it says you should do like that, you should do like that to make it auspicious. If we don't bother to follow correctly the Shastra and put it in, then we are also not following his order correctly. So
Totally
just as part of Bhagavad Agya, part of following his order is also checking to make sure that we are doing things at the best muhurta that is possible.
Yes, and if after we have tried our best to make it the best, check the best muhurta, and still, just like the example you gave about the wedding, that the muhurta was missed, then we understand, well, totally, that's God's hand, and the karma of the person at play, basically. But as Swami Keshava just said, it's part of Bhagavad Agya, following the Lord's teachings in Shastra, because he has given Jyotish itself, in Shastra.
A lot of times,
right.
a lot of times we find this happens, especially in the Western countries, not so much in India, but in Western countries, a yajamana will approach a sponsor will approach a priest, Brihaspati, and he'll ask, I need to do this ceremony, and I can only do it on the weekend because I work Monday to Friday. So please, if we can do this on Saturday, or if we can do this on Sunday, which are not good days usually for doing certain things. And so people will do like that. They want to do like that. So there are some pariharas, there are some tricks and things that the Brihaspatis involve, like for instance, when you want to go for a journey and you pack your bags and put them outside the house. Before, if there's a bad muhurta for traveling, you start the journey or you during a ceremony you do the sankalpa at a certain time before the muhurta becomes bad, and several other things like that. Or people have said to me, I did a ceremony in Florida, and the people said we have to do it on this day. I said it's not a good day. Like that. Then I said, okay, then we can also do some Navagraha Shanti or something like that. If you want to do it on that day, we'll do it. But before, we should do some Navagraha Shanti, because definitely it's not a good time. So just depending upon the yajamana and his faith and how he wants the ceremony to be done. Normally, the priests have to go along with what the sponsor says. So we are all paid people. So if we do some puja, we have to take that into consideration. So we have to make some. We have to adapt. This is just like the in Bhagavatam with Ambarish and Durvasa. He was doing the vratam, and he had to finish the vratam, the Ekadasi Dwadasi vratam, and Durvasa had not come. It was a certain muhurta that he had to finish. So the priests gave some parihara, some rule that if you drink water, it's good, it's enough, but also you're not insulting the guest that you have eaten before the guest comes. So, like that. That's why you have Brahmins. Brahmins are very intelligent because they find that they're like lawyers. They can find that's why a lot of Brahmins become lawyers, because they can find the loophole in the Shastras. They know the loopholes.
Yeah, we are all auditors of Brahma Shastra. So an auditor finds loophole in the Income Tax Act. To evade income tax from the government, we find a lot of ways.
So further
and
to
again, I just
Swami,
wanted to inform you that I spoke to a friend saying that someone missed doing or failed to do their ancestors' right, and then they postponed it to some other day. That is also prescribed. an option is there. Either on the 8th day or the 11th day or the new moon day, they can perform the mist rite. Then when I informed him, he took the cue. Oh, I can postpone my father's ceremony to a later day. That is, as he said, weekends, convenient day. So I said, sorry, I have informed you this option.
Yeah, there's always a danger when you tell people. People always want the what is, they'll ask Swami, what is the minimum I can do? And you give them the minimum, and then that becomes the standard. What else can I do? Can I do it like this? Can I do it like that? Yes, you can do it like that, but why don't you try to do it maximum? Why don't you try to do it on the right day? But everybody looks for the more convenient time or the easier way of doing something. That is just the nature of our mentality in this age, I guess. Because
Okay.
we have no time. But now we have all the time. Now we have all day and all night sitting in the house doing nothing. So now we have time. So as Dr. Alwar said in his class, we are sitting here. So people get bored. They tend to go to the kitchen and they want to eat something if they get bored. But it's much better that they learn something useful by taking some class or engaging in some activity some spiritual activity which they had no time for before the virus.
Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunasalini Srimate Venkatesaya Vedanta
Gurave Namaha.
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः.